Hello and welcome to the Whoniverse and to a brand new video. Now, like many, I always loved the Doctor Who annuals as a kid. The puzzles, the character profiles, the comics and a nice summary of the TARDIS travels that year, with plenty of activities to keep you busy. However, I stopped getting into these books as I got older, as it's really aimed at the younger part of the fan base. However, can be enjoyed by fans of older ages too, with collectors and completionists ready and waiting every single autumn. I just didn't find the content though as engaging as it entered the later years. Until today. Since there isn't any Doctor Who gracing our TV screens for many months, Time Lord Victorious has been a great idea to keep fans thrilled with multiple Doctors, Daleks and plenty of new characters exploring a time in the show's universe left mostly untouched. So this video is a review of the Time Lord Victorious content in the 2021 Doctor Who annual. This isn't a review of the annual itself as a whole, instead just the content relevant to the multimedia event taking place from now until 2021. So let's dive into the Dark Times. Okay, the name needs work, team. The insert has fan favourite time-travelling archaeologist Riversong telling us all about the universe's early years using information grabbed from the Black Scrolls of Razalon. The introduction to the piece is written as a newspaper article, but the character's tone and way with words captured well by behind-the-scenes writer Paul Lang. It's an odd choice to bring up a character whose last full TV appearance was nearly 5 years ago, and wouldn't be familiar with fans of 13's era alone for the annual. I think if I was given the choice, I would have had the Master telling terrible tales of the dark times that he's gathered from Gallifreyan fairy tales, and the Matrix, much like the story of the Timeless Child in Series 12. I think it would work really well. That's not saying I'm not glad to hear from Riversong, but I feel like the Master is better suited with regards to the current show. The article parts itself explore River's identity for those who haven't heard of her, and then introduce characters like the Cthulhu. I love the little character breakdown similar to the visual dictionary. I think it's definitely an engaging way to provide information, however there isn't much info there. Everything that's written we've already gathered from the synopsis of the first book, announced for the project, which I really enjoyed reading. I'll get a review out for that very soon. The actual image of the Cthulhu looks great and is for sure the most detailed we've seen the villains. However, I'm still not set up on them being evil. I just think they're doing their jobs. I think this entire piece works purely as setup. If you've not heard of Time Lord Victorious, it works well as an advert for the adventures to come. There are pages that explore the Cthulhu conquest on other species like the Great Vampires, the Rachnos, the Daemons, and the Gallifreyans, exploring aliens from the classic and modern era in equal measure, and adding slightly to their lore, but often in a way that's contradicting other adventures. The showcase of the new Dalek Time Squad was pretty cool too, with a breakdown of each of the roles and the hierarchy of these new cases for the scary squids. The text next to each model provides a description of each Dalek, and then poses a question like, is this one loyal? What's the limits of this one? Why has this one survived? All ideas to keep our minds ticking and whet our appetite for the Dalek's role in this huge story, while also providing a way of fans who started with Series 11 and only know the Dalek as this rusty farmyard chic shelled squid, that there are more cases and a lot more to the Daleks than they may have even imagined. Interesting to me was the facts about Brian the Ood, revealing that he has a split personality. This is something I've wondered about his appearance with both the 8th Doctor and 10th Doctor in separate audio stories. One where he seems to be a villain and the other an ally. How will this affect the dynamic with each Doc is hard to tell, but definitely poses some interesting questions. An Ood assassin goes against everything that's not odd about Ood kind. How was this one created and how is he connected to this complex chapter in the universe? Overall, I think in terms of content, it's not an essential read for Time Lord Victorious fans. Instead works as a way of introducing the random actions and roles of a few characters, elements that will most likely be explored in greater detail in the stories themselves. It's the equivalent of chapter titles before the bulk of the book, or reading the blurb as you gather ideas and form theories from the questions it poses you. I'm not saying don't buy the annual, as I'm sure there are plenty of activities and well-written pieces from the perspective of the Doctor and her fam, with the Time Lord even introducing the Time Lord Victorious segment in a starburst at the top of the page. However, this is a review of the Time Lord Victorious insert, Riversong's Guide to the Dark Times, which is a great way to open our eyes to the project's main ideas, but again doesn't provide much information you can't pick easily from elsewhere. You can enjoy this starter or wait a little bit longer, and the main course will be delivered with many audios, books, comics and more on their way very soon. So to keep updated with all that and more, hit that subscribe button and comment below with your thoughts and ideas, and like the video if you enjoyed it. And of course, if you want to support the channel even more and get rewards, check out my Patreon page. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.